Have you ever felt like life keeps repeating the same lessons, just with different faces and places? What if I told you this dimension isn't random chaos? It's a sacred school designed to awaken you. Not to make you perfect, but to help you remember who you truly are. In this journey, every challenge is a teacher, and every emotion a map. There are moments when life seems to dance in chaos, like stardust scattered by cosmic winds. Events unfold without apparent order, leading the soul to wonder, is it all just random? But beneath this perceived disorder, there's a rhythm, an invisible geometry that unites what seems broken. That's where timeless principles whisper their secrets. The ancient ones knew what we call randomness is often the disguise of universal laws in motion. The falling leaf, the delay in a message, the stranger's sudden kindness, each a thread in a vast tapestry of interconnectedness. Nothing escapes the flow of natural laws, not even what we deem as chance. In the sacred silence between thoughts, one can feel the harmony pulsing. To awaken to this is to shift from victim to co-creator. One starts to see that every step, yes, even the painful ones, was placed with intention on the path of your eternal journey. Reflect for a moment. What if that painful detour wasn't punishment, but preparation? We uncover the hidden force behind every turning point. Are you ready to reclaim your power of choice? Within every breath lies a crossroads. The universe may guide, suggest, even align, but it will never choose for you. That sacred power rests solely in your hands. And oh, how mighty it is, the ability to shape entire worlds with a single decision made in clarity and harmony. To choose is not merely to pick between options. It is to declare who you are becoming. Each thought you follow, each intention you set, is a brushstroke on the canvas of reality. The natural laws respond not to wishes, but to the alignment between your choice and your integrity. Here, consciousness becomes the compass, gently pointing toward personal integrity and collective well-being. When choices are made from fear, they distort the universal rhythms. But when rooted in love and wisdom, they invoke clarity, spark transformation, and amplify shared prosperity. So ask yourself now, are your choices feeding growth or feeding doubt? What if even the smallest decision carried the seed of civilization's evolution? We explore the hidden role of society in our soul's awakening. Civilization is more than structures and systems. It's a mirror reflecting the consciousness of its people. When individuals awaken to their spiritual essence, society begins to pulse differently. It shifts from a machine of survival to a vessel of collective well-being and ethical conduct. But what happens when civilization forgets its soul? It begins to glorify separation over unity, ambition over shared prosperity. Yet beneath this, there's still a current of goodness flowing, waiting to be remembered, reactivated. A civilization aligned with timeless principles does not seek domination, but harmony. This harmony is cultivated when each being lives in personal integrity, contributing not from obligation, but from awakened purpose. Imagine a world where our systems, economic, educational, political, are built around growth, wisdom, and the purification of human intent. And if society reflects us, what does that say about our purpose of existence? Come closer, for what comes next will touch the heart of your eternal journey. Have you ever felt lost, disconnected from who you really are? I created 3 transformative ebooks to help you reconnect with your true essence. Click on the link in the pinned comment and begin your transformation now. There's a quiet question that echoes through lifetimes. Why am I here? Beyond the noise, beyond the striving, the soul knows it's not about accumulation but evolution. Life is not a test to pass, but an eternal journey sculpted for growth, for remembrance, for becoming. Each encounter, each loss, each breath taken in stillness or in storm, all part of the grand alchemy. You are not random. You are a spark of consciousness unfolding itself across time and space, learning responsibility, refining ethical conduct, and touching the essence of being. What if your purpose is not something to find, but something to live? To embrace this is to see life not as a problem to solve, but as a sacred rhythm to harmonize with. The more you align, the clearer your path becomes. But what if something ancient still blocks the way? Fear, subtle, disguised, will reveal its true face and how to rise above it. Fear is the guardian of the threshold. It wears many faces: doubt, resistance, anxiety, but behind them all is a single whisper. Are you ready to grow beyond who you've been? Most flee at the sight of it, but the mystic listens. Fear arises when we resist the flow of universal rhythms, when we cling to control instead of surrendering to the eternal truths guiding our path. Yet every fear, when met with self-reflection, becomes a doorway. It no longer paralyzes, it initiates. It reveals the places where clarity and harmony have not yet entered. To transcend fear is not to destroy it, but to see through it. Meditate on this. What if every fear is simply an invitation to purify an outdated belief? To walk through the fog and discover that you were the light all along. We'll glimpse what the sages saw, the radiant unity behind all forms. The truth of goodness that binds the entire cosmos. Imagine this: every leaf, every star, every soul, part of the same infinite breath. Separation is an illusion born of limited sight. When the veils fall, unity reveals itself, not as a concept, but as the very fabric of reality. And within this unity, there's only one force pulsing at the core: goodness. This goodness isn't naive. It's the ancient wisdom that understands pain as teacher, contrast as guide. When we awaken to the interconnectedness of all things, we begin to live not for ourselves, but through ourselves, serving a collective well-being we instinctively belong to. The unfolding of consciousness is not a solitary event. It's a shared journey. The more we remember our unity, the more personal integrity becomes sacred. Every action ripples, every thought builds or heals the tapestry. And what if aligning with this unity required purification? The next passage takes us into the sacred rites of the soul. Purification isn't about perfection, it's about resonance. It's the conscious choice to cleanse the lenses through which we see, feel, and act. Our bodies, our minds, and our emotions are instruments, and when they are tuned, we begin to vibrate in harmony with the universal rhythms. This path asks us to release, not just physical toxins, but mental clutter and emotional residues. Through practices like meditation, breathwork, fasting, or connecting with nature, we dissolve the static that distorts clarity and harmony. Slowly, the soul begins to sing again, in tune with the deeper music of existence. To purify is to honor the divine within. Crystals on the altar, prayers whispered at dawn, bare feet on the earth, all are sacred acts of remembrance. Each step is a return to the natural laws that govern all life. But who sets these laws? What invisible architecture shapes reality itself? We enter the chamber of the universal laws. There are laws older than any scroll, etched not in stone, but in the very ether that weaves creation. These are not rules to obey out of fear. They are truths to align with, to flow within. Like gravity pulls the river downward, these laws draw our spirit toward awakening and societal harmony. The law of correspondence, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, each a sacred note in the symphony of existence. When our actions, thoughts, and intentions echo these timeless principles, life begins to mirror back clarity and coherence. Resistance fades and grace enters. Living in tune with these laws isn't about dogma, it's about listening. Listening to the pulse of your intuition, the whispers of the wind, the rhythm of your heart. Wisdom emerges when we stop fighting what is and begin dancing with it, and even when we stray, the path remains. What if change wasn't loss, but the very doorway to hope? Let's step into that light. Next. Change, though often disguised in uncertainty, is the sacred hand of the universe rearranging reality for our growth. It asks us to shed what no longer serves, to walk barefoot through the unknown, and to trust that what's emerging is more aligned with the truth of who we are. In every ending, there's the seed of rebirth waiting for us to notice. Hope is not naive optimism. It is the wisdom that sees beyond appearances. It recognizes that even in moments of collapse, there is design, there is intelligence, there is love. When we align with timeless principles and walk in personal integrity, change becomes a mirror revealing the deeper harmony unfolding within and around us. To embrace transformation is to say yes to the eternal journey, to the responsibility of choosing growth over stagnation, unity over fear. It is to participate actively in the unfolding of societal harmony and collective well-being. Hope reminds us that no step is wasted, no pain is meaningless, and that goodness remains the thread weaving through it all. Now that you see this world as a sacred school, how will you show up to your next lesson? Will you repeat old patterns or choose to evolve? I invite you to take this wisdom into your daily life. Observe your thoughts, your choices, and their impact. Share in the comments, what has life been trying to teach you lately? And if this message resonated, subscribe and activate the bell so we can keep exploring the mystery together. You've learned how this reality shapes you. But what if you are the one unknowingly blocking your own power? In the next video, we'll uncover the hidden habits silently sabotaging your ability to manifest the life you truly deserve.